First, let's define what we mean when we say MGTOW. The term MGTOW, which means man going their own way, is a formal proclamation of a man's entire ownership over his freedoms and sovereignty. Men have the right to reject the narratives that society and women propagate about what it means to be a guy, and why he must constantly put aside his own beliefs and priorities in order to please others. Understanding the manosphere should be a group effort. The manosphere encompasses the entire biome that is concerned with male privileges and mythology. Over the past 10 years, the popularity of the notion, movement, and ideology known as MGTOW, which translates to guys going their own way, has skyrocketed. As time went on, a concept that had its origins in a small online community developed enough traction to be covered by the largest news organizations in the world. MGTOW is sometimes mischaracterized as a sexist worldview, however, this is not the case. Absolutely not, and we'll have a dedicated video to explain why later on our channel. In the meantime, we recommend that you subscribe to our channel and learn the truth from us before listening to someone who misunderstands the concept of MGT. The manosphere needs to know the 6 reasons why MGTOW is a hero right now, but they seem to be missing. For one, it has empowered males to speak up. Let's speak about how the Men's Empowerment and Gender-Based Terrorism Act of 2015, MGTOW, helped a man who felt unheard and unappreciated in a culture that prioritizes women's rights over men's. Thanks to MGTOW, guys may now speak up. It has provided hundreds, if not thousands, of guys from all over the world with a way to communicate and vent their frustrations with one another. To add to that, it's a great way to meet new men from all around the world. Twitter, a rapidly expanding social networking service, is unprecedented in its ability to unite males from all over the world who share a common worldview. A male in Australia, for instance, may believe he has been misled too often by women who, when their marriages ended in divorce, ended up with the couple's home, car, and other assets as well as the couple's children. So the male feels abandoned by these women, and then by the system as a whole, which solely attempts to defend women and generalizes about all men as being evil without considering their perspectives. A man going through a divorce in India or Mexico can learn from the experiences of other men who have lost their careers and their prime years to divorce and alimony. We are in no way arguing that a man who has wronged a woman should not be punished. Nevertheless, just knowing that men throughout the world have or are facing similar situations can help someone. Hundreds of men have lost their retirement accounts, had their careers derailed, and continue to pay alimony to ex-wives who entered into those relationships solely for the purpose of eventually divorcing their husbands and living off the alimony payments. It's about these dudes that we're talking about. No one is there to protect them. There was no one to listen to their experiences or reassure them that they were not the only ones. Third, it has prevented despair and isolation among men by bringing guys from different parts of the world together. Another remarkable feat by MGTOW. It has rescued countless men from the depths of despair, loneliness, and the crushing conviction that they are unworthy of any happiness or success in life after being deceived by the women they loved with all their hearts and sacrificed everything for. It has given them hope that they are not alone in experiencing these problems with women or in thinking that society is biased against them because they choose a quiet existence. It has shown them that going their own path may lead to a happier, healthier, and more successful existence. That fourth option has provided them with a means to improve their situation. Men can now see the world as it truly is, thanks to MGTOW. It has offered them an alternate course of action to take in life, one that will allow them to avoid unhealthy and unfulfilling romantic relationships with women in favor of pursuing their own interests and focusing on improving their health and happiness. This is so they can steer clear of the complications, disappointments that often accompany relationships with women, efforts to attract women, and the investment of time, energy, and resources into women. Just by going their separate ways. There is hope for men who have felt hopeless in the past. They can now envision a brighter future in which they can pursue their passions, reclaim their independence, improve their employability, reconnect with nature, devote more time to their families, and make positive contributions to their communities and society at large. The main difference is that they actively avoid romantic interactions with women because they believe it limits their ability to be fully realized as efficient and productive individuals. For this very reason, MGTOW is ultimately what saves the male realm. 5. It has contributed to the development of a digital repository of material of interest to men. The benefits to men of MGTOW's work will be felt for a very long time. This complete database will remain online for future generations to view if and when they need it, long after the males of this age who have had their experiences with women and society are gone. In the future, 10 years from now, when a man in Indonesia or maybe even Thailand faces betrayal at the hands of women and he doesn't know what to do because he doesn't have any friends with whom he could easily discuss his life situation, and when he doesn't have any male friends, this is the scenario that comes to mind. There is hope for him, and he will see that hope. He'll know that hundreds, if not thousands, of other men have been in his shoes and have overcome obstacles. Women will also benefit from internet content by better understanding males and their motivations. This is another compelling argument for why MGTOW is helping to preserve the manosphere, and it has been relayed to the ladies. The truth about men: in my experience, the majority of male friends and acquaintances are not as skilled in verbal exchanges as their female counterparts. For a variety of reasons, guys have a more difficult time expressing their emotions. This includes cultural norms that teach males to keep their emotions bottled up, since showing emotion is seen as less masculine than acting tough. Much of the content surrounding MGTOW explores male perspectives on women and the factors that drive males to pursue their own paths, providing females with a richer understanding of the manosphere as a whole and a deeper understanding of the men in their lives, particularly their innermost thoughts and emotions. Women can better understand why more and more men are suddenly going their own way, or at least considering it as a healthier alternative way of living, because the stories of men who have been betrayed, shunned, and alienated from society by women are out in the open with the content shared through MGTOW. In addition, it will show that MGTOW is not a hate group or a cult, or a movement that encourages misogyny or sexism or racism or homophobia, or any of those things that have been falsely attributed to it. That guys are simply protecting themselves and guiding their fellow males through life is a lesson women can learn. These 6 reasons are why MGTOW is seeding the manosphere with men who are better equipped to navigate the potentially perilous seas of life and relationships. There has to be a healthier conversation about the M-W ratio, and understanding these reasons is crucial for both men and women. The academic community, the press, and even the generations to come MGTOW has always been, and will always be, an ideology that advocates for men's rights and empowers them to find their voices, learn from one another, and tell the world that they've had it with relationship drama and the unquestioning acceptance of women's perspectives.